Hello and welcome back to another video for Final Fantasy XIV with me, Meoni. You'll be interested to see this video probably because I can't for the life of me find anywhere on the internet telling me exactly what Hrothgar and Viera hairstyles have been changed or added or anything. So that's why this video exists. So I've went and purchased a Fantasia. I'm going to make sure that I've actually saved my current character. I've bought two Fantasias so I can actually return once I've done this, but for the sake of the video, this is exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to look at both the Viera and Hrothgar changes by going to the character select screen. Hopefully I can get back into the game. Who knows? But we'll give it a go. Alright, there we go. Now we can actually access things. I forgot that you couldn't access this menu until you'd taken all of your gear off. So let's choose Hrothgar first of all. Let's show you what preset ones they have, and then we'll change to Viera afterwards. So let's go to custom, and we're looking at our hairstyle options. So face, so it's still attached to face then, so their hairstyle. So this is what we have currently. Let's change the background. So Hrothgar have this hairstyle, they have this hairstyle, this one, and this one. So that's the preset faces, okay? Then we have the hairstyle options here under that new hairstyle tab. So on here we have this one, the braided sort of like thing. This, which is like cut back. This particular hairstyle. And then we have the long one, which people are memeing on at the moment, that actually removes the Viera's ears specifically. So that's the thing. You'll notice then that the actual face is obviously still tied to the facial hair and stuff like that, but the hairstyle is now separate, which a lot of people will be happy with, I think. But still, there's only really one new hairstyle as far as I can tell, which is this one that removes the ears. A lot of people have stated that they don't like the removal of ears, and Yoshi P and the team are well aware of this. Their original gambit was to hope that people would believe that the ears were underneath the hair, but at the same time, the reason that they removed the ears apparently was to stop the clipping, but it just doesn't look like a Hrothgar anymore for a lot of people. So that's the argument. There's a lot of problems with Hrothgar specifically, and this is definitely one of them. But yeah, so that's the changes with them. We'll just quickly go to a female Viera here, it doesn't matter. And we'll go to our appearance. And we'll go to hairstyles. So this is currently the hairstyles that Viera has access to. You'll notice that they now have dreadlocks. You can have access to dreadlocks. That's definitely new. Looking pretty dreadlocky. I think those work quite well, personally. Then we have this. This is a new hairstyle. Obviously, you might remind yourself, remember some of these from Makote and Aura and the rest of it. This particular hairline, though, as you can see, I'm not really sure about this one. It's off-center and it's next to the ear. This, to me, doesn't look right. I think it should have been moved to here so that the crease of the hair was here. But I don't know. I can't possibly imagine people will go for this when they realize this. I don't know. Does it look weird to you? Maybe it doesn't look weird. Maybe it's just me. I'm not sure. Then we have obviously this hairstyle, which a lot of people use. Lots of Makote use this, which looks pretty good actually. Honestly, not really many complaints. Overall, the joining between the ears and the hair looks a little bit weird. It kind of looks like this was a modded version of a game. It is a bit weird that way, but it's okay. And then obviously there's this one recently that they had. So let's go into the game as a Viera, and we will look at in the S-Petition all of those options as well. Right then, as promised, here's my Hrothgar in the guise of trying to make it look like Runar from Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers. Let's actually have a look in the game, now we've Fantasia'd, at what options you have in the S-Petition, so Hrothgar mains know exactly what they're going to be up against, or maybe if they're considering going Hrothgar. Let's change the background once again to somewhere outside. So as you can see, we have hairstyle right at the top now. These are the new ones that they've added. Of course, obviously my main character has all of the hairstyles available, but they're extra. So now we have access from that one. Obviously these are the normal ones, right? And then we have this one. Obviously this is the Snow Villiers hairstyle, which is obviously Modern Aesthetics Pulse, which actually doesn't look too bad. Again, the ears are missing, but they're apparently underneath the bandana. Then we have this one, which is the Can I See Your Manager Please hairstyle, which we saw previously, so you can change to that. Then we have this new hairstyle accessible, which is the Modern Aesthetics Ponytails, which honestly, I don't know. I'm not going to comment on that one because I'm going to upset somebody that really likes that hairstyle, but my god. Then we also have the Controlled Chaos hairstyle working on Hrothgar, which looks like that. And then of course we have the 2B hairstyle, the Battle Ready Bobs, working on Hrothgar here, which is very hard for me to keep a straight face looking at this. But, you know, it wasn't an April Fool's joke. So, yeah. And then there's the 9S hairstyle, which is the Scanning for Style hairstyle from Meoni raids, which honestly reminds me more like Friar Tuck from the back than 9S for some reason. But yeah, if you really want to look like this, you can. Obviously, some of the other restrictions are locked behind, you know, the face option itself. You'll remember that you have access to stuff like the facial features, but you don't have the other facial options. You know, you can't change your face, but that's pretty much the case anyway, isn't it? I like here how it's like, oh, display ear on and off or whatever, but obviously that's not going to work. Hopefully they make it so that Hrothgar ears do appear, but that's the current state of Hrothgar. So those are the hairstyles you have access to. Yeah, I don't know. Are people going to be happy with this? I've no idea, but it is what it is. And there you go. That's the Hrothgar ones. Now we'll move on to Viera, and we'll be back in this window once we've fantasiaed to my Viera. Right, let's put it in a nice outside, well-lit area, as you can see. So the new hairstyles then, what do you have access to? It's going to be difficult for me because I don't necessarily know which ones you had before and which you didn't. Obviously, we have the lightning hairstyle. I think that was already addressed, right? This was one of the latest ones that they added. I remember when that was added and people were happy about that. So that means that ponytails is working. Okay, that looks pretty nice. I don't know if this is new or old. Sorry if I don't play Viera, so I do apologize if this is old news. That looks really nice, actually, doesn't it? Quite a large forehead, though, without any kind of fringe. Then we have, obviously, the 2B hairstyle, which doesn't look too bad, apart from the band is kind of inside the hair. Don't know how you get that out. Then we have, of course, the 9S hairstyle. Then we have this one, which is used on every Makote, usually, that I see in Limsa Laminsa. Looks pretty good. Then we have access to, again, this hairstyle, which is new, which has that really awkward... I suppose, actually, with darker coloured hair, you don't notice the crease, like the hairline, as much. That looks a lot better than it did in the character creation window. Like when I had my hair color at like white, yeah, it's much more noticeable. But yeah, with nice dark colors, that could work quite well, actually. So I might go back on my word about that. We got obviously the Dreadlocks, which are brand new, which actually don't look too bad. I quite like those. Those don't really clip badly with the Viera hair ears either. It's not too bad. Then this is definitely a new one. Obviously, they can now use the Rainmaker hairstyle, which is Sice's hair, which actually looks kind of cool on the Viera. I'm not gonna lie, that looks pretty good, honestly. And there's no annoying hairlines on this one, and it doesn't look too bad with the ears. Yeah, I really like that actually. I probably would go that way myself if I was Viera main. And then we have the both ways hairstyle, which should be the last hairstyle, honestly, that I have access to. I think I own all of the hairstyles that you can get through in-game acquisition. So, yeah, looks pretty good actually. I don't dislike that. It's probably the nicest one out of the lot. But yeah, what do you think then? What do you think about the new changes to hairstyles, the new hairstyles themselves? And of course the Hrothgar situation. Let me know below. Try to keep it civil. I know it's not what everybody wanted. And honestly, they've still got a long way to go. But at least now Hrothgar do have the hair option when they go to an esthetician. It's not like I have to spend actual money on a Fantasia every time I want to change the hairstyle now. But there are still some limitations and changes that probably need to be looked at and addressed. Especially the ears, which I am assured that Yoshi P and the Final Fantasy XIV team know all about. So I can imagine they will be listening heavily to the feedback that people are giving. I would say try to be as constructive as possible. There's no point being rude about it. You know, it is what it is. Sometimes game developers make decisions that, you know, are in the interest of the general populace and the community. And sometimes the community does have a bit of a backlash to certain decisions. But if you approach it in a well-mannered way and enough people say something, then they have to listen, which they are apparently doing so. So just kind of be patient. I know it's a long process, but I'm sure things will work out in the end. Anyway, now I'm going to go and spend a Fantasia and go back to my Makote. I'm already missing her. All right, much love. Enjoy the rest of the day. More 6.1 videos coming your way, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.